Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why you're feeling more tired, weaker, or older than your actual age? Maybe you've been experiencing unexpected aches, sudden memory slips, or a lack of motivation that just wasn't there 5 years ago. You might even be asking yourself, is this just a part of aging, or is there something I'm doing that's speeding things up? If this sounds like you, please stay with me, because what I'm about to share could absolutely change how you age, starting today. According to the CDC, over 70% of Americans aged 60 and above are living with at least one chronic disease. And research from the National Institute on Aging shows that nearly 1 in 3 people over 65 experience accelerated aging, caused not by time, but by everyday lifestyle habits. Yes, habits. Things you might be doing right now without realizing they are draining your energy, dulling your brain, and even shortening your lifespan. The scary part? These silent lifestyle triggers don't announce themselves. They quietly chip away at your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. But take a deep breath, because here's the hopeful truth. Scientific research also confirms that with the right lifestyle changes, you can slow down the aging clock dramatically. In fact, some studies from Harvard and Johns Hopkins have shown that people who adjust their daily habits in their 60s and beyond can lower their risk of premature aging by up to 80%. So if you want to stay strong, sharp, independent, and full of life well into your 70s, 80s, and even 90s, this video is for you. But here's the catch. You must understand and apply these changes correctly. Just watching won't help if you miss the details that matter most. So please stick with me all the way to the end. I'm going to walk you through each of the top 5 damaging lifestyle habits that might be aging you faster, and show you what to do about them, with clear guidance backed by science. This video was made for you, and I don't want you to miss the transformation it could offer. Before we dive into today's valuable content, I want to start with a virtual handshake and get to know you better. Could you please take a moment to introduce yourself in the comments below? What's your name, and where are you joining me from today? I'm thrilled to be part of this amazing community of older adults who are taking charge of their health and well-being. Your engagement and feedback mean the world to me. If you enjoy practical, easy-to-apply tips for living a longer, healthier, and more independent life, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that we can stay connected and support each other on this journey to vibrant aging. Let's begin with the first lifestyle that may be secretly aging you faster after 60. Sedentary living. Picture this. William, a 70-year-old from Des Moines, Iowa, used to be very active in his 50s. He loved gardening, walking with his wife, and even helped his neighbor with repairs. But once he retired, he found himself sitting more, watching TV, reading, or napping. He didn't notice it right away, but within a couple of years his strength declined, his posture worsened, and he felt out of breath from just climbing the stairs. This isn't rare. Sedentary living is now one of the top contributors to aging-related decline. Studies published in the Journal of Aging and Health show that people over 60 who are sedentary for more than 8 hours a day are at twice the risk of losing mobility and independence within 5 years. It affects your muscles, joints, heart health, and even your brain. But the good news, it only takes small, consistent movements to reverse this. You don't need to run marathons. Walking just 20 minutes a day, doing light stretches in the morning, or even dancing while cooking can drastically improve your circulation, joint health, and overall energy. And here's the kicker. Physical activity helps your brain stay young too. So tell me in the comments, how many hours a day do you think you spend sitting? And what's one small way you can add a bit more movement into your day? Now let's talk about another sneaky lifestyle that could be silently aging you: poor sleep quality. And no, I'm not just talking about getting fewer hours of sleep. The quality of your sleep becomes more important as you age. When you don't Sleep deeply, your body can't repair itself the way it needs to. Your brain doesn't detox properly, your hormones go out of balance, and your immune system weakens. This creates a perfect storm for faster aging. According to the National Sleep Foundation, over 50% of adults over 65 suffer from some form of sleep disturbance. That means more than half of us are walking around with tired bodies, foggy minds, and inflamed systems. And inflammation, it's one of the biggest accelerators of aging. The fix? It starts with routine. Go to bed at the same time each night. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Try magnesium-rich foods like bananas, leafy greens, and almonds in the evening. And don't underestimate the power of a short evening walk to prepare your body for rest. Sleep is your superpower. Don't neglect it. I'd love to know, what's your bedtime routine? Do you struggle with falling or staying asleep? Share your experience below so others can relate and learn from it too. If this video has helped you so far, please type yes in the comment section. If not, type no. This will help us create more valuable health content that meets your exact needs. Now here comes a lifestyle that many overlook: chronic dehydration. Did you know that by the time you feel thirsty, your body is already mildly dehydrated? And that seniors are at higher risk for dehydration because their sense of thirst decreases with age. Dehydration doesn't just make you feel dry-mouthed or fatigued. It can affect your kidney function, digestion, brain clarity, and joint lubrication. In fact, one study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that even mild dehydration in older adults can reduce cognitive performance and increase the risk of falls. Think about that. Just not drinking enough water could make your mind slower and your body less stable. But how much is enough? Aim for about 6 to 8 cups a day, depending on your activity level and the climate where you live. And remember, herbal teas, broths, and fruits like watermelon or cucumber count too. Here's my question for you. How often do you drink water during the day? Are you consistent, or do you find yourself forgetting until late in the afternoon? Let's help each other with some hydration hacks in the comments. Let's move on to the fourth lifestyle mistake that may be robbing you of your energy and vitality after 60 nutrient-poor eating habits. We often hear the saying, "You are what you eat," but after age 60, it becomes even more true. Your body's ability to absorb nutrients from food begins to slow down, and your metabolism doesn't work the way it used to. That means every bite counts more than ever. Unfortunately, many seniors fall into patterns of convenience eating, grabbing processed snacks, skipping meals, or relying on quick frozen dinners that are high in sodium and low in real nutrition. Let me introduce you to Jen, a 68-year-old retired librarian from Tampa. She never had a problem with weight or energy in her 40s and 50s, but in her 60s she noticed her skin looked duller, her joints ached more, and she had constant afternoon crashes. Her doctor ran some tests and found she was low in B12, magnesium, and omega-3s. All of these are essential nutrients that become harder to absorb as we age, especially if we're not eating a whole foods-based diet. Jen started preparing more. Fresh meals at home, including colorful vegetables, lean proteins like fish and legumes, and healthy fats like olive oil and walnuts. Within weeks, her energy returned and her sleep improved. And it's not just Jen. This happens to thousands of people every year. A poor diet doesn't just affect your waistline. It impacts your bones, your brain, your heart, and even your immune system. One of the most concerning studies, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that seniors with low nutrient diversity in their diet had a 30% higher risk of cognitive decline within 5 years. That's a big deal. So here's your friendly reminder. You don't need to eat like a bodybuilder or a health guru. Just make small, consistent choices. Add a handful of berries to your breakfast, swap white bread for whole grain, enjoy a piece of salmon once a week, or sip on a green smoothie in the afternoon. Tiny changes add up. What's your favorite healthy meal these days? Drop it in the comments so we can all share inspiration. Now, before we move to the final and perhaps the most damaging habit of all, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you've found any part of this video helpful so far, could you please give it a thumbs up? It lets YouTube know this content is valuable, and it helps us reach more amazing seniors just like you. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another health tip that could truly change your life. All right, let's talk about the final lifestyle on our list that may be accelerating your aging more than you realize: chronic stress and emotional isolation. Yes, your emotions can age you. In fact, they can age you faster than poor sleep or bad diet if they're left unmanaged. Why? Because stress triggers a flood of cortisol, a hormone that in high levels over time literally breaks down your cells. And when you're isolated or lonely, your brain interprets that as danger. It goes into a subtle but chronic fight or flight mode that weakens your immune system, increases inflammation, and speeds up everything from heart disease to memory loss. Let's look at Kyle, a 72-year-old veteran from Phoenix. After his wife passed away, he found himself watching TV all day and speaking to no one but his cat for weeks. He didn't even realize how isolated he'd become. Then his doctor noticed a spike in his blood pressure and worsening arthritis. When asked about his emotional health, Kyle broke down and admitted he felt deeply lonely. His doctor recommended a local seniors group that met for walks and lunches. Within 2 months, Kyle's mood had lifted, his pain reduced, and his blood pressure returned to normal. This isn't just heartwarming, it's biology. Harvard's 80-year study on aging showed that the #1 predictor of health and happiness in later life wasn't diet, exercise, or income. It was social connection. Feeling connected to others helps regulate your nervous system, reduces your risk of depression, and adds meaningful years to your life. So let me ask you, how connected do you feel on a day-to-day basis? Are you spending time with friends or family? Do you have someone to talk to when you're feeling low? Even joining an online community, calling an old friend, or volunteering once a week can make a huge difference. And if you've been dealing with stress or sadness lately, I want you to know this: you're not alone. And better yet, there are powerful tools like breathing exercises, gratitude journaling, walking in nature, and yes, seeking support that can lift that emotional weight off your shoulders. Aging doesn't have to be lonely, and your happiness still matters every single day. Let's now turn to one of the most underestimated habits contributing to rapid aging after 60, poor sleep hygiene. It might sound harmless. After all, many seniors say things like, "I've always been a light sleeper," or "I just don't need much sleep these days." But the truth is, your body's need for deep, restorative sleep does not decrease with age. What changes is your ability to achieve it. Poor sleep habits, such as going to bed at inconsistent times, falling asleep with the TV on, frequent nighttime waking, or using alcohol to doze off, disrupt the brain's ability to enter slow wave sleep, the deepest and most rejuvenating phase. This is when your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, and clears toxins from the brain. Without it, your immune system weakens, memory declines, mood worsens, and your risk for heart disease and Alzheimer's skyrockets. Let me tell you about Kyle, a 72-year-old widower from Phoenix. He used to believe 4 or 5 hours of sleep was plenty, but he was constantly groggy, moody, and had trouble focusing. After his doctor suggested a sleep study, Kyle discovered he had mild sleep apnea and began a routine of proper sleep hygiene. No screens, 1 hour before bed, a fixed sleep schedule, a dark, quiet room, and deep breathing before sleep. In a few weeks, his energy returned, his memory improved, and he felt 10 years younger. So what about you? Do you struggle with falling asleep or staying asleep through the night? If so, try creating a sleep sanctuary. Keep your bedroom cool, dark and free of electronics. Stick to a calming nighttime ritual, maybe herbal tea, soft music, or gentle stretching. And remember, getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not just about feeling rested. It's about preserving your brain, your heart, and your overall vitality. Drop a comment below. What's one thing that keeps you up at night, and what helps you fall asleep again? Now that we've covered stress, isolation, and sleep, it's time to face a habit many seniors ignore because it's deceptively easy to fall into: sedentary living. After 60, it becomes far too common to move less. Maybe you stop working, stop commuting, or stop going out daily. You find comfort in your favorite chair or staying in bed longer. And while rest is important, too much inactivity slowly destroys your health. Your muscles shrink, your joints stiffen, your blood sugar rises, and your cardiovascular system begins to weaken. But the worst part? A sedentary lifestyle is directly linked to increased mortality, cognitive decline, loss of independence, and even earlier death. In fact, researchers at Harvard found that just 30 minutes of walking a day can cut the risk of heart disease by 35% and dementia by 40%. Let's not forget what happened to Jen, a 66-year-old grandmother from Ohio. After retiring, she spent most of her days watching TV or reading. Within 6 months, she developed knee stiffness, gained weight, and started to feel old. But everything changed when she began a simple 20-minute morning routine of walking and light stretching. Not only did her joint pain ease, but her mood lifted, and she said she felt alive again. The truth is, movement is medicine. It doesn't have to be a full workout. Gardening, dancing, walking your dog, or even chair yoga all count. The goal is consistency, not intensity. So here's a question for you. What's one physical activity you enjoy and can commit to every day? Comment below and let's cheer each other on. Even a 10-minute routine can make a powerful difference. Before we wrap up this section, I want to remind you of something crucial. Aging isn't about decline, it's about adaptation. Yes, your body changes after 60, but with the right choices, you can slow or even reverse many signs of aging. Think about it. There are 70 and 80-year-olds running marathons, writing books, learning new instruments, and dancing with energy. Why not you? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Choose real foods, stay connected, sleep deeply, move daily, and take care of your emotional health. These aren't just habits, they're your lifeline to a longer, more joyful life. And if this video has opened your eyes to some lifestyle changes you might need to make, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this with a fellow senior. Let's build a community where every person over 60 feels seen, supported, and empowered to live their healthiest life. Now let's talk about the fifth and final lifestyle that's aging you faster than you realize: chronic dehydration. May not seem like a big deal, but dehydration is one of the sneakiest and most damaging habits among seniors. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at conserving water and less responsive to thirst, which means you might not even notice you're dehydrated until it's affecting your health. Water is essential for every function in the body: circulation, digestion, brain function, joint lubrication, even skin elasticity. When you're mildly dehydrated, you might feel a little tired or foggy. But over time, this silent habit accelerates aging by weakening your kidneys, thickening your blood, increasing your risk of urinary tract infections, constipation, and even raising your blood pressure and heart disease risk. Let's talk about John, a 74-year-old former electrician from Tampa. John never drank much water. He said he didn't want to keep running to the bathroom, but his skin became dull, his joints ached, and he started experiencing dizziness when standing up. After seeing a specialist, John began sipping small amounts of water throughout the day, around 8 glasses in total, and his energy, digestion, and joint comfort improved within days. His doctor even said he looked visibly younger in just 3 weeks. So if you're someone who skips water and relies on coffee, tea, or soda, it's time to rethink that habit. Try keeping a water bottle by your side. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber for taste. And remember, hydration doesn't just help you feel better. It keeps your brain sharp, your organs healthy, and your skin glowing. Let me ask you this. How many glasses of plain water do you drink a day? Be honest. Share your answer in the comments below, and let's help each other stay on track. Now that we've covered these 5 aging-accelerating lifestyles, chronic stress, isolation, poor sleep, sedentary living, and dehydration, let's tie it all together. The biggest takeaway from all of this is simple. You have more control over how you age than you think. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean growth, renewal, and even improvement if you make the right daily choices. You don't need expensive supplements, extreme workouts, or magic pills. What you need is consistency, awareness, and a community that supports you. That's why we built this channel, to give you the tools, the truth, and the encouragement to thrive after 60. So let me leave you with this. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. What kind of life do you want to be living at 70, 80, or even 90? Do you want to be full of energy, sharp in mind, strong in body, surrounded by love? That vision starts with the habits you build today. Now it's your turn. Which of these 5 aging habits hit closest to home for you? What's one change you're going to make starting tonight or tomorrow morning? Let us know in the comments. Your journey might inspire someone else to take action too. And don't forget, if this video opened your eyes, give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows this message needs to reach more seniors. Hit that subscribe button for weekly videos that help you live longer, feel younger, and enjoy every stage of life. We're here for you, every step of the way. Until next time, stay strong, stay hydrated, stay connected, and most importantly, stay hopeful. Your best years may be just ahead.